Have you ever bought a guitar in a store? Are guitar stores dead?
Me?
You're not dead.
No.
Guitar stores are.
Oh.
In today's episode, we're discussing the major news that Sam Ash is shutting down all its stores. Welcome to today's episode where we delve into the seismic shifts in the retail landscape for musical instruments. Today we're looking into major news that a huge company is shutting down all of its stores, a striking symbol of the challenges faced by brick-and-mortar shops around the world. Not alone in this struggle, Guitar Center and many other stores find themselves battling to survive against the dominance on online sales. In an era where digital storefronts offer vast selections and competitive prices, what is the future for traditional music retail? How will musicians adapt to these changes? And what store can we go to try guitars and then go buy them online? Stay tuned as we explore these questions and unveil some intriguing insights into the evolving world of instrument shopping.
Wow.
This iconic family-owned business has been around for well over a century, just about as long as you've been alive. In the digital era, they just weren't able to survive it. So today we're going to discuss and explore what this means for musicians everywhere and the future of buying instruments here on
Real Brave Live. What? How old do you think I am?
You're about 100, right? Look at you.
I'm timeless immortal.
I just to chime in here. I did have a student say to me recently, "You have a lot of gray hair. Are you dying?" So that's how old I am.
And then you said to them, "Yes, we all are."
I just said, "Well, I've already been born, therefore the process has started."
So
Yeah,
you wanted your 10-year-old student to have an existential moment.
I did,
where
yes.
Real brave, existential moments.
Yeah. So Sam Ash is closing all of its stores due to several factors. Well, a key one being the challenge of adapting to the digital era. I mean, like, when's the last time you bought a guitar? Did you go in store?
It was last time I bought a guitar in the store. I went to Guitar Center. It must have been like 8 years ago or so.
Okay, so for anybody that's ever watched this show or ever bought a guitar, Sam Ash is the Guitar Center of guitar stores, right?
I would say Guitar Center is probably the Guitar Center of guitar stores.
Sam Ash is a family-owned, multi-conglomerate, huge place that used to have a place in Manhattan. They had to close that, and they had a place in Queens. They had a place in Jersey and a bunch of other states. I don't know how many locations they had, but it was well over a dozen or 20 or something like that. Point is, they're gone, kaput, because they couldn't last. I know that the owner just recently passed away. He was well into his 90s, about your age. And
Time immortal.
And it's gone. And it's not only that, but you got Guitar Centers having issues too. So, Brian, where have you bought your guitars, and where do you plan to buy your guitars in the future?
Well, I have typically bought my guitars used the last decade or so from either things like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. If I'm buying new stuff, I tend to use I've used Sweetwater quite a bit, an online retailer, because their prices are good, their service is pretty good, and they have much better selection. But I will say, I do miss going to, or not, rather, I will miss, if those stores go away, when I'm doing research to buy a guitar.
Yeah.
I will go to Guitar Center, and I will play 10 guitars,
Well,
and then I won't give them my business, which is not a good model. I recognize that, but
Brian,
it's useful for me.
You are the reason why Sam Ash closed.
I'm the problem. Yes, it's me. I'm the problem.
It's the same thing like going to the bookstore and reading through the books and being like, I'm going to get this one on Amazon.
It's hard to believe that bookstores and libraries can coexist. I feel.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, when you put it like that.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Brian thinks that
Well,
Guitar Center is a bookstore.
He was using Guitar Center as a library. He would go read the books. He'd pay his little membership card.
Here's the difference, okay? Guitar Center is an evil conglomerate also. It's just a different evil conglomerate.
That's true.
Than Sweetwater is. So I would not have done that at, say, Odebella Music in Bergenfield, New Jersey, or Robbie's Music on Route 23 or 46, wherever
Robbie's
that is.
Music, yeah. Victor's House Music, which is also closed.
Yeah.
Robbie's Music is gone.
Yep.
Okay.
There's two Robbies. One I think is still there.
How? That's the question. Because if you can buy something, there's like 2 million guitars in 2020 that were bought. That's what the numbers say, right? But how many guitars are floating out there? There's 30 million guitarists in the United States alone. And a large portion of guitarists have problems, right? And the problem is they like to buy a lot of guitars.
Yes.
Kevin?
Yes, it's an actual medical condition called GAS, or Gear Acquisition Syndrome.
Do you have this problem too? Do you have a lot of gas?
I suppose it depends who you ask about my gas level, but it's certainly higher than most.
What would your wife say?
Yeah, I was going to say, give me your wife's number.
She has. We have a current rule in the house, which is I cannot bring in any more gear unless gear goes out.
Oh,
So we are at the amount of guitars I have will be the amount of guitars I will have forever, but I can swap some in and out.
how did you get to this?
Or you could get a divorce. And then as many guitars as
Divorce is just very expensive, and but back to the guitars you have in your house.
Yeah.
How many guitars do you have?
If we're counting all the stringed instruments, banjo, mandolin,
yeah,
all
we're counting
that,
everything.
Okay,
man.
okay.
Now, let's not do this.
I would estimate that I have about 20 stringed instruments in the house, plus drums, plus keyboards, plus other stuff. So
Okay, I'm kind of siding with your wife on this one.
I'm not saying she's wrong.
You get to the point where you have to actually estimate the quantity of instruments.
Well, because to be fair, some are in my rehearsal space. Some are here. So it's who could say?
I would estimate myself to have around also 20 instruments.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
I got 2 guitars at my mom's house. I got 2 guitars at my house. I have like 10 guitars here. Maybe 8 guitars here. Well, in counting 2 basses, a mandolin, ukulele, banjo, saxophone. I have a flute, a melodica, and certainly missing something.
Yeah. What's a melodica?
It's a little piano that you blow.
Tell me more about it.
You put your lips around a little pipe.
Yeah.
And you blow it. And you play and you also finger the keys at the same time, so you're fingering and blowing.
Oh yeah. So So it's an end of an era. It's an end of an era because the first amp I
Sorry. Go on.
it's the first amp I ever bought was at Sam Ash in Lower Manhattan.
Ooh, what amp was that?
It's a Fender. I still have it actually. It's a Fender solid state something or other.
What's it doing these days?
It's
Sitting at home?
sitting at home
Collecting dust?
collecting dust.
When your lesson studio could desperately use it.
Oh yeah, it's not in great shape.
It's better shape than some of the amps we got
It's
here.
got a
I can
very-
vouch for that.
It's got a very scratchy input.
That's okay.
That's fixable.
We
It's
could
not
definitely
compressed
dust
air.
it off.
Everybody's like, Jesus Christ, what are you guys high and you
Yeah.
need more sustenance?
Yes.
I could bring it in. It's just sitting there, but I don't know. Nice little sounding amp. It's got a little reverb, Fender reverb. What's my point here? Oh,
You bought your first amp at Sam Ash.
I did. Yeah, and I don't remember how much it costs, but it was great. And then I bought maybe one other acoustic guitar there that I broke, and that's about it. I don't have many guitars. I have the Telecaster, the Strat. Is that it? There it is.
Yeah.
And I think I bought one other acoustic guitar at Guitar Center, which was the Taylor.
I bought my first guitar at Sam Ash rather. It was an Ibanez Strat copy with a humbucker in the bridge. And when I got it home, I started to play it. I was like, why is my hand bleeding? Not my fingers bleeding. Why is the palm of my hand bleeding? Well, because the frets were not properly shaved down because Sam Ash didn't give a hoot about their products. And so I am not that sad that they're closing.
Wow,
Sorry.
you've got a bone to pick, my friend.
Well, 12-year-old Brian having a bloody hand was not the greatest
So you never went back?
I probably bought strings there
Yeah.
or something like that, but I never made another, good purchase from there.
I don't know. If my palm started bleeding out of nowhere, I would just assume I was the second coming. And this was stigmata.
I personally never was a fan of going to Guitar Center because you had the dude there that was like, hey man, what's going on? People shredding, the loud music. I would shoot myself.
So many times. Because I have to go in there sometimes for just odd end stuff. And without fail, there's somebody playing
Sweet Child of Mine.
Sweet Child of Mine, Sweet Home Alabama, or Smoke on the Water. Without fail.
Without fail. What happened with the no stairway rule? What was that all about? Is that a real thing?
I don't think so.
No? That was just a Wayne's World thing?
I think so. I mean, I want to believe it's real because I want Wayne's World to be my real life. Because how nice would that be?
It would be great.
To be in Wayne's World, but I think it's just a Wayne's World thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is anybody not familiar with that? There's a sign at the store that they were playing guitar in, or is that at the studio?
That was at a guitar store.
At a guitar store, and it said no stairway allowed. The assumption was people would play it all the time at the store to try stuff out. But apparently it's debunked.
Yeah, the only guitar you need to try out with stairway is a double neck Gibson SG 12-string electric.
Okay. So Guitar Center has similar issues. They've closed multiple locations by us here. Most recently, not too far away. They were acquired by Bain Capital. You know what Bain Capital is? Bain Capital is a company used to be
Isn't
run
it
by
Mitt Romney's company?
Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
And they're famous for buying companies and shoving a bunch of debt into the company to pay back Bain Capital or the company that purchased them, and saddling them with debt. That's their thing. That's how they acquire companies.
Wow.
Yeah. So and that's how they make a lot of money. And ever since then, they've had a lot of problems. Most recently, both Guitar Center and Sam Ash have run music lesson programs that have been
they're terrible.
Not good.
They're very bad.
Why do you think they're bad?
Because they're not real brave.
That's right. Yeah, that was a little plug. There you go. The guitar lesson programs were one of the things that were supposed to save them, and it never really happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's like pick a lane. Like we've thought about retailing here.
Yeah.
And it's either be really good at one thing or half-ass two things. And if you feel like Guitar Center it's big enough, maybe you can manage both. But I feel like if you don't have experience in that sphere, it's a real sharp learning curve.
I mean, I have taken lessons at a music store before.
Yeah, me too.
I think a lot of people did, but I think a lot of times those are the smaller, like mom and pop stores, where they probably have a better sense of what their clientele is looking for than what Guitar Center does.
Absolutely. I started at Ackerman's Music Center in what it was Midland Park is now in Wyckoff. If they're still open, I'm not sure. But they would also, that's where I got my first guitar. It was a Cort electric Strat style guitar. It was like $120. And
I went to NAMM a couple of years ago, and according to NAMM...
What is NAMM, for those that don't know?
Oh, NAMM is the... what the hell is it called? National Association of Music Merchants. And I got suckered into going to this thing. I probably should have never went. But according to NAMM people, the music industry, the musical instrument industry and retail is very strong. But not according to Sam Ash. So I guess, to your point... Potentially, the smaller vendor is probably doing a little bit better.
Well, I mean, the problem with the smaller vendor is always going to be the cost, though. Like, I took lessons at Odebella Music in Bergenfield, and great music store. But I remember when looking to buy my first guitar, it was like a $50 difference between the small mom and pop store and Sam Ash. And for a kid with limited income, I wasn't able to justify the cost by buying it from Odebella, so I went to Sam Ash and bought it.
Yeah.
Now, it cut up my hand. I had to pay $50 at the frets taken care of. So, maybe it was better if I had just bought it originally from there. But when you're 12, 13 years old and you have limited money, or when you're any age and you have limited money, that's the story here, right? When you order from Sweetwater, you're getting something for considerably less than if you went to a brick and mortar location a lot of times.
I just don't see the path. And even back then, when I went to NAMM and I was talking to them about taking on $20,000 in inventory or whatever it was, very small. The margin wasn't there for us. Margin meaning like how much money we can make. I'm like, so we're going to spend $20,000. We're going to probably make back $1,500 initially, and we'll be in debt for quite some time. So it didn't make any sense. So they call stores that are very small boutique stores. That's the cute little name.
Yep.
For the tiny store, like the Manny's of the world, like the smaller, like down on the Lower East Side.
Yep.
Manny's was on the Lower East Side. Did I just get that wrong?
I believe so.
You ever been down there when they had those stores on the Lower East Side on Bleecker Street? They had a couple of the secondhand / boutique stores.
There have
very
been
cute.
some record stores on Bleecker Street.
There's a couple of guitar stores. You can buy like a $12,000
down there
guitar.
Yeah. There's also I don't know if either of you have been to Lark Street Music in Teaneck. But that is basically, that guy used to be in the Lower East Side, I believe, and moved to Teaneck. And he does like the Rolling Stones guitars when they come through. He works on them, and they have just every guitar there is worth more than my house. and it's intimidating to walk through there and not knock anything over.
So the retail sector in general is facing headwinds. Guitar Center, one of the biggest ones, declared bankruptcy to restructure its debt, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but they restructured their debt. They're a little bit better now, but they're still kind of they're having issues. They can't compete with the Sweetwaters of the world who built their business online. They have one major store, I believe, in Indiana, and they've grown. Sweetwater has grown significantly. The other one is American Musical Supply. Number 2 listed here on my research, according to the internet. American Musical Supply, located in Oakland, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've reached out to them a couple of times.
Yeah, so if you're looking to partner with us, which we've reached out.
We're trying to get you on the program.
Seriously, man.
Folks.
We've got many people that watch this show.
Dozens of followers.
Hundreds of seconds of people. What? My whole idea was we could do gear reviews.
You like that, viewer?
I mean,
you like how we
reviews.
leverage your viewership to try to get sponsorship? Get ready for more of that.
Yeah.
I mean, gear reviews would be fun.
Yeah. I mean, I would go there. We could pick up some gear and guarantee that it'll come back in pristine condition.
Every attempt I've tried to reach out, they just funnel me into sales.
Yeah.
Like, tell me what you want to buy, and I'll give you a price for it. And I was like, no.
So you've actually spoken to somebody? I haven't gotten anybody to call me back.
No, I called, and they told me an email to reach out to, and it was just a sales funnel. That's all.
That's great.
AMS, we're looking at you. We will right now. For right now, you're not a friend of Real Brave.
No. I could throw a rock and hit your building from here.
And you won't be until we get what we want.
I am making this my mission. It'll happen.
It has to happen.
I'm
It's
making
such
it
a
happen.
perfect thing. They're one of the biggest retailers online. They're located right there.
They're like national headquarters this year.
Yeah, but like that's the people we want to speak to.
Yeah.
We want to speak to someone who's strategically aligned with our vision.
I mean, I don't know if this part will make it to air, but even like if we could have a deal with new students coming in, there's a guitar starter pack.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I stopped doing retail about 10-ish years ago, big time. We used to give away free stuff, but I used to have like a whole slew of gear in the hallway, and stopped doing it because people would come in and be like, "Why is this so expensive?" Like, because we're not Guitar Center. You go there, and they did.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't carry stuff anymore.
Yeah.
We probably should, though, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Please, God.
There's the thing that's messed up about this, and I put a bunch of stats in here, but like there's billions of dollars in the market for people buying instruments.
Of course.
That's what's mind blowing. It's so like it's bad strategy all across the board. These are people that just don't understand the new world that we live in.
I mean, to be fair, like, what could a retailer offer that Sweetwater or AMS rather can't offer?
You said it before, the ability to come in and try before you buy.
But how do you leverage that into actually sales?
Yeah.
Don't let them leave until they buy.
Chain them to the desk. I don't think you can. I think it's a doomed thing. It really is. Unless you have one guitar. This is what I thought of doing. You have like one guitar in the wall. You get to try that guitar. You put it back, and you don't stock anything. You have very little people working. We discussed this today.
Tiny people.
Itty
bitty. Talk about short staffs. Hey.
No
right.
time for love, Dr. Jones.
So sorry.
That was ruined it. For instance, getting back to the numbers, the market for DJ equipment was estimated at $500 million, and it's going to grow more. Recording equipment, that in and of itself, $17 billion done in 2021.
It's funny, $500 million demand for DJ equipment. I do some things with the town, public events. I bring my laptop, and I have an $8.99 subscription to Spotify.
Yeah.
I plug into a speaker.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
People love it. Don't know.
DJs are not the same with what they used to be.
Right. No, they're all sorts of fancy things.
Yeah. Do you have the voice for a DJ?
I sure do.
Yeah. Let me
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Welcome to the Trunk or Treat Parade here in Oakland, New Jersey.
Do you have a DJ voice?
What's up, folks? It's DJ Tanner on the ones and twos. We are here to play all the hits of the 80s, 90s, and today. Up now, Poison.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I've never DJ'd before, so I don't know. I do my announcer voice, which is whatever. But despite all these numbers, DJ equipment, recording numbers, and musical instruments, I guess the COVID lockdowns really screwed it all up. And here we are. The darlings of music lessons, School of Rock, has partnered with Donner. You ever heard of them?
Yeah, they make crappy gear.
Oh, good. That's good to know.
Donner gear is like, I have a Donner power supply that breaks all the time. It's just not. I mean, look, it's affordable gear. It's built to be cheap enough that if it breaks, you can buy another one. You don't really complain about it, but it's not great.
So I saw an ad on Instagram for a Donner piano, Donner keyboard, and they usually retail for like $600, right? But I saw this special deal made just for me for $30, and I was like, yeah, sure. And it was a scam. I got scammed by Instagram and Donner. And myself, my own naivety.
Zuckerberg.
I got zucked, folks.
You got zucked.
Got zucked hard.
Zucked in the mouth.
Zucked in the mouth.
Zucked in the wallet.
School of Rock has recently partnered with Donner, a company known for its musical instruments. The collaboration is part of School of Rock's Gear Select program, which aims to enhance the learning experience for young musicians by providing them with high-quality musical instruments and gear. High quality, though. Whatever. So where do we go from here? The future is online. We discussed this today, with the challenges in the United States for working adults sitting in a chair and helping you get a business off the ground or just selling. The future still is going to be online in some way. I mean, how do you get away from it? When's the last time you ordered a Big Mac with a person in front of you? Or like where do you go, to Burger King?
Oh, damn. I go to all of them, and I go through the
Varieties of spice of
drive-through,
life.
and the drive-through starts with like a automated message, like, "Hey, are you using the new app today?" And I just don't answer it. I stonewall them until I get a person. They're like, "Hey, can I help you?" I'm like, "Yeah." Let me get a large number 4, add pickles and onions.
AngryMillennial.com.
Dr.
Is that
Pepper
where you
drink.
are? You're the angry millennial?
No, I'm not angry.
No?
No.
Very angry today.
I'm a little perturbed.
Slightly angry.
I'm rolling with the punches, folks.
Okay, you sure about that?
Define rolling and punches.
Rolling, like as in joints rolling?
Yeah. Stoned as heck right now.
All heckins. There's a couple of different kiosks that you can, like, the companies can get to replace human beings. I don't think that this is in the store or in store for, pun intended, for musical instrument places.
No.
That they're going to need a human being there.
There always needs to be somebody to condescend to you about your choice of guitar.
Yeah. That's a big part of the experience.
Yes. Very good. I think you nailed it, because I wanted to touch upon that, but I didn't want to sound like a snarky musician.
I'll sound like one.
No, but I think you said it very well.
Hi, it's me. I'm the snarky musician. Guitar Center employees are assholes. What's up?
Or walking into a place knowing that you know more than the person that's helping you. That's my experience.
That meme of Ron Swanson walking through Home Depot. Hey, sir, do you know what you're looking for? I know more than you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's funny.
Recently, when I was shopping for basses about a year ago, I was in an unnamed chain store that rhymes with mentor, and I was looking for a Fender P bass, and the guy was like, "You don't want a P bass, you want a jazz bass." And I was like, "No, I want a P bass." Like, "No, the jazz bass." I was like, "I've been playing bass for 25 years. I know what I want."
How old was he? Was he much younger than you?
He was like in college, and like,
Yeah.
"Bro, I'm here for a P bass. Can I please just get a P bass? Thank you."
Bruh.
Bruh.
Did he say that your choice was mid?
No.
I'm getting in a lot of trouble at home saying mid a lot. My kids, they hate it.
Start using like goated.
I used Riz the other day, and my daughter said, "Dad, never say that again." So there you go.
That whole conversation was mid. There's not a lot to talk about here, but I do wonder what kind of sales they're having. I know bankruptcy sales are never good. I never go to a bankruptcy sale.
I had heard that their big sale so far is 5% off.
Oh, that's cute.
Which is like half of their markup, probably.
Their markup is not a lot. If you look at some of the stuff, I don't know, maybe 15%. That's not a lot of money.
No.
You got to sell a lot of stuff to do that. And with the prices of rent these days in good old Manhattan, where nobody's going anymore. Although I was there recently, and it was nice. It's very hard to run a business, and retail is changing. So what does this mean for the future, Kevin? You want to have the last wordish on this one?
Not really. Just go to your local mom and pop, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like that. That's a nice little turn of events.
Yeah, and I'd say if you are a Guitar Center or another chain, offer something that is valuable. You know, if you buy a guitar there, say, hey, we'll set up your guitar every year for the first 5 years. We'll put new strings on it. We'll get you. Give some incentive to buy it from them.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't see the incentive there.
Ooh, I got one for Guitar Center. Have headphones in your amps so we can keep it quiet in there.
Yeah, you don't want to hear what songs you don't want to hear?
and the rest.
So you want to have like a potato laden headphone to put in your ear?
A potato laden headphone.
Yeah, you don't have kids, do you? All headphones have potatoes in them.
What?
Right?
That's a mid take. I've never heard that before.
Yeah. No kids. Even if you make them clean their ears, it's a potato farm.
Talking about earwax?
Yes.
I think they should do like. I'm just moving off the topic. Record stores used to have listening booths, where like it was a little booth you would have a record.
Yeah, there you go. There you
They
go.
should have an amp booth where it's like, and you bring your guitar in there and you can play your little booth so that it's not as obtrusive to everyone else.
Are you sure about that? Because I'm sure the snowflake musician that's going to walk in there is going to be like, this air is not good for me, right?
Yeah, get those snowflakes. Yeah. No, one thing that they don't allow in most retail music shops is jamming. So you cannot like go in there with like your buddy and like buddy wants to try out a bass, you want to try out a guitar. You can't play the same song. They will stop you. They will say, "Hey, no jamming." But
Really?
you can have 10 different songs going on at the same time, and that's allowed.
Are you sure they're not just saying no jamming to you because you show up in a fish shirt and they're like, "Oh, he's back."
Yeah.
We have a no jamming rule here. Sorry.
Maybe that was the case.
Yeah. You were looking for friends? Is that what was happening?
Hey, you guys we're gonna go in E now.
You guys want a jab, dude?
I have never done that. In fact, whenever I've had to play something in front of the person that was helping me at a Guitar Center or Sam Ash, I always just felt like, oh, God, I don't want to do this.
I always play something I wrote because that way they don't know what it is and they can't judge me for how poorly I'm playing it.
Okay.
There's a whole trend on YouTube of people pretending to be bad at guitar to go into like a Guitar Center and like pick up the most expensive one, and they're like, "Oh, do I do it like this?"
Yeah, you should get
And then
lessons.
they start shredding.
Yeah. I'll
You
end
just
it.
send Colin into guitar stores and be like, "Yeah, I don't know if I play this thing," and then just do sweet picking insanity.
What does he call himself?
Death Metal Haggard.
Heavy
Death
metal.
Metal Haggard, yes.
Oh, wait, one last thing.
Yes.
You seen the episode of The Simpsons where Homer Simpson starts playing bass?
I don't think so. No.
He's in the Guitar Center or whatever, and the salesperson there is like, "Oh, you don't have the dainty, delicate fingers of a guitar princess. You've got the big, meaty clubs of a bass man."
Take that, Brian.
Showing my hand to the audience here.
Look at those clubs.
10 thumbs.
Yeah.
That was my pledge name in my fraternity.
Oh, yeah?
I was not in a fraternity, nor was that my name.
Oh boy. Well, just like disc makers. You ever use disc makers?
Unfortunately, yes, I have.
Yeah, where you spend way too much money to develop your album and mass produce it, so you can sell it for nothing when you give it away and lose all the money that you earned as a band.
Right.
Disc makers has gone by the wayside too, right?
I think it's still around.
Come on, can't.
I remember Discman.
Disc makers.
Like the CD wallet. The CD
Oh
wallet.
my God, it still exists.
Told you so.
Disc makers, CD pressing, disc duplication, trusted since 1946. How?
They're probably making records. My guess. My guess is they're not time travelers who are making CDs since the 40s, but we'll see.
Poor use of a time machine.
Did they all have the transatlantic accent?
I can't do it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to buy a
You want to buy a CD? See? No, but I was hoping that
The war's over. There's no better time for.
Are you sitting at home with your wife drinking whiskey? All right. hopefully you've learned something from this. You probably haven't, unfortunately. But if you're looking to buy a musical instrument, you're not going to get it from us. You're probably going to go to Reverb. You're going to go to Sweetwater. You're going to go to American AMS.
Nope, not AMS. Not yet. Not now.
I'm going to send this to them.
Okay.
And I'll delete that one part, the moaning. But
what moaning? What are you talking about?
And listen, AMS, we'll do gear reviews. I don't see any gear reviews on AMS on your YouTube. We'll do it for you, and we'll do it for free.
And we'll do it so good.
And we'll do it so good.
All we ask is for you to talk to my wife and have a new instrument policy put into my house so I can take some of those samples home.
That will be part of the rider.
Yeah. Samples home.
Yeah.
He's going to put his mouth all over them.
Yeah, wind instruments, saxophone, trumpet.
Exactly. Melodica, as mentioned before.
Yes. So if you're interested in more or something similar to this for next week, we'll do this every week until you drop dead. So
because the assumption there is it'll be you first.
So please join us next week for another episode, and we'll see you then
on Real Brave Live.
We're gonna be so.
Here we go.
Okay, we are recording. So Dan, you can start in 3, 2.
Have you ever?
Awesome.
Good start. I saw the outtakes from the last episode. It's good. I'm glad you kept that in there.
Yeah. Have you ever bought a guitar? Nope.
Are you asking me? Who are you asking? Oh, the viewer.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it again. Ready?
Singular.